think it's just inevitable that when you've been on the other side, it changes your thinking, even if you're not completely clear how it's changing. But I think that notion that something was going on in these encounters. Most of my research was really kind of interview based, but I think knowing that when you're sitting on the other side of whatever the intervention is, that something is happening. I think that's just a very healthy place to be. One of the first kind of big studies I did on my own, my PhD thesis study, was a study about assisted suicide and euthanasia in people with HIV and AIDS. And there I had what was, I think, an incredible privilege of being able to sit down with 32 people who were really trying to come to terms with what assisted suicide or euthanasia kind of meant to them at their point in their disease. And I was very much interested in the question of why people desired assisted suicide or euthanasia, because the literature, thousands, hundreds or thousands of papers, and what happens is there was a lot of kind of invoking reasons why we believe people were doing this, and some evidence, but the evidence was a little bit sketchy at the time, and a lot of people want to avoid symptoms, they want to avoid certain things. So where I came to in the conclusion of my study was that there were really two parts of it. That there was the whole overall idea for me was that this idea of loss of self, so that there was a kind of deterioration of the body. So I saw a lot of discussion about that, and so I was thinking about that in terms of kind of disintegration. And then as I heard the stories about the way people were, the way that they had been treated in their lives by their families, the way they had been excluded or shunned or thrown out of the house, just some terrible, horrible stories. And I realized as well that notion of disintegration applied just as much to their disintegration from relationships and community. So I think having that perspective of being a research subject, I think being mindful and having this privilege of hearing these deep stories, I think it set me up really well to be respectful of that and to appreciate just how much I was kind of getting from it.